Continuing our sticky situations series, we've got more parental problems and how best to deal with them. Marriage and family therapist Amy Hachquet joins us now with advice. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. I love that you're here because we're talking about not just your common sense little things, but things that parents sometimes have a difficulty dealing with. And one of the first things is sometimes, kids' behavior. It seems like they really act up in front of your family, in front of the in-laws, grandma's over, and they don't have that mental check. What is the best way for you to talk to your kids about behaving in front of family, friends, even out in public?
Well, if your child is suddenly starting to have an attitude, rude behavior, rolling their eyes, you're actually, as a parent, watching them work through a normal phase of adolescence. And this is actually a good and healthy thing. And now granted, it is annoying and difficult to deal with, but it's a healthy thing that they're going through. And so as a parent, you just want to recognize and breathe a sigh of relief that your teen is normal. Now, if they are starting to be consistently rude and disrespectful, it's definitely time to start setting some limits. And you want to be consistent in those limits. You want your teen to know that you're serious, that there's no room for negotiation. So you could say something like, wow, it seems like you're really frustrated today, but I'm not going to allow you to speak to me this way. And then you simply turn around and walk away.
Ignore them.
What you've done is disengage from that situation. There's no power struggle, end of story.
And isn't it okay? I think a lot of parents, sometimes my twin sister gets really frustrated. She's got 3 kids. To discipline in front of other people, because I think ultimately she's embarrassed, but isn't it worse to just let the behavior go on? I mean, I would rather see a parent discipline than ignore the bad behavior.
Right. Often in public, we respond as parents as if we're parenting for the people who are watching us. But we have to remember that it's really between us and our kids, and parenting is not a popularity contest.
No.
It's important to do the right thing and to be consistent in all areas of your life, whether at home or out in the real world.
And listen, I think anyone would understand if someone's disciplining their children, we were like, good for you. You're supposed to, right? That's called parenting. Also, kids sometimes being truthful, not so good. The no sometimes grows.
Right.
How can you sometimes talk to kids about not just the little white lies, but as they become to, they start telling these tall tales.
Teenagers, even good teens, are going to lie from time to time, and part of this is they want their privacy, their freedom, their independence, and while they're trying all this stuff out for the first time, they're going to be making a lot of mistakes, but they don't want to be punished for those mistakes, and so they're more likely to lie. So the best way to ensure truth-telling is to respond to your child in such a way where they feel comfortable talking to you about their mistakes, so that they feel comfortable allowing you to be invited into the problem-solving process, and that they don't have to worry about the way we usually respond, which involves a lot of criticism and negativity. Teens don't respond well to that. So as a parent, just play it cool, calm, and collected, and invite your child to have a discussion with you.
Now, one thing that's really new for new parents, our parents have to deal with is social media and watching your kids' sites, making sure you want to give your kids some privacy, but also having the passwords to see what kind of lyrics they're posting on Facebook or Twitter, because sometimes that's a sign of we've seen some really scary and violent behavior. We should really see what's happening. What if they are posting really depressive things or really dark songs or poetry?
Sometimes parents are even really surprised, very worried when they find something in writing that really doesn't reflect their child's personality. And you definitely want to look into that, because if there's signs of depression, despair, or anger in lyrics or writing, writing is often a reflection of one's inner world or inner experience. So we want to pay attention to that. Now, on the flip side, there is a group of teenagers who are just trying out a different personality. It's just a form of expression and nothing to be too concerned about. But as a parent, you always want to assess for your teen's physical and emotional safety.
Because if it gets too serious, maybe they could use some professional help too with counseling, because we've seen what can happen sometimes when it's not caught,
Absolutely. We want to take it seriously, involve a guidance counselor if you need to, or a therapist to guide and help you as a parent.
All right. It's tough, isn't it, these days?
It is.
I mean, geez. All right. We're going to give it Mother's Day every day and Father's Day.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, Amy. Really appreciate it. I know Monica has no problem disciplining if your little boy is very well behaved.
He is very well behaved, and kudos to all the parents out there working with your kids. But my mother had a saying when we were growing up: you embarrass me, I'll embarrass you.